Naax éin Chilkat Good day, y'all. Shakun ayachet tleka chenach Dunedin Jackson yuchat duasauk. My name is Shakun. In English, I'm known as Dunedin Jackson. I'm a ceremonial Ravenstail and Chilkat weaver, and today we're going to be working on Naax éin Chilkat dancing tassels. So, in this video, we're going to learn how to make one of these dancing tassels for ourselves. So let's get started. So, for each Chilkat dancing tassel that we make comes with a little kit like this, and in each kit is going to be one jump ring, a pre-cut piece of devil's club, 4 pieces of Chilkat warp in a little bundle, 1 yellow yarn, and 1 black yarn. So let's get started. We're going to start with our bundle of Chilkat warp, and we're going to unwind it and lay it flat. We're going to get our jump ring, and we're going to take all of those pieces of warp and we're going to fold them through that jump ring so that they're roughly in the middle, half on each side, just like this. And then we're going to take our piece of devil's club and we're going to snug it up to the piece of hardware just underneath where those warps meet on that jump ring. And we're going to have that all bundled in our left hand. And then we're going to take our black yarn. We're going to put a little U shape in the end there. And we're going to take that U shape and we're going to tuck it under our left hand in our fingers, and we're going to have our tails going towards our piece of hardware. We're going to take this long end and we're going to start wrapping around that piece of devil's club in the top there, and we're going to pull as snugly as we can because this is going to determine if this bundle falls apart. And I'm going to roughly do anywhere between 10 to 15 wraps with my black yarn until I reach the end of that devil's piece club in the middle. Once I do that, I have this little loop that we started with, and I'm going to take this long tail and I'm going to put it through that little loop just like this and pull it. And once that tail is through, I'm going to take the short end and snug it down. And you can see what that does is it pulls the knot underneath all of those wraps of yarn that we just did. If you pull too hard, it'll come out the other side, and that's just fine. You just pull in the other end to make sure that that knot stays underneath all of those wraps that we did. And then you can finger zhuzh it just a little bit to get them where you want them to lay. And then we're going to lather, rinse, repeat with our yellow. I'm going to grab the end. I'm going to make a little U shape in the tail. I'm going to take that tail and tuck it underneath my left hand. And then I'm going to start winding underneath that black bit just a smidge. Now, to make it a little easier, you can pre-cut these tails once you're done with your kashahush to make it a little bit more organized. I'm just going to keep winding here for the sake of the video. So you're going to have to keep track of all of those tails. And we're going to wrap our yellow just underneath that black like we did the first row. And I'm going to do about 5 wraps here till it's about even. And then I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to stuff it underneath that little loop that we just made at the start. And when I pull my tail, it's going to pull that knot underneath those wraps that we just made, securing the knot under all of those yarns. And then, of course, you can take your fingers and just zhuzh it up a little bit so that they all lay nicely. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to trim the ends, snip, snip, snip. And then, ta-da, you're done. You have your very own Chilkat dancing tassel. This was done on the bottom of our Chilkat dancing tunics to keep them straight for when they were danced in ceremony. So congratulations, you have a little bit of medicine with that devil's club on the inside and those Chilkat warps on the outside with our traditional Chilkat border colors as your yarns. Gunalchish!